Hi, welcome back to Thislovelystitch. On this channel, we create what we love and explore the creative process. So for today's video, I am making a baby blanket, a bear baby blanket for my mom's coworker. I'm super excited to make this because I've seen it on Pinterest but can't find a pattern that I like for it. I did find one, but I thought the granny square for the bear part of the pattern was kind of confusing, so I'm just going to freehand it and hope it works out. I'll put a picture here of the pattern or like the inspo picture that I'm using, but I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for my mom to like text me back from home for what gender the baby is going to be, and it's going to be a baby boy, which is actually great because I have lots of blue yarn. I just finished using a bunch of pink yarn for a project I finished and for like Valentine's Day gifts, so I'm glad it's not pink because that means I don't have to buy more yarn and I can accomplish one of my goals for 2026, which is using up yarn I already have. So I do have this white ball of yarn. I did have to get this, but white is a color I use all the time, so this will be used. And then the blue yarns that I'm going to be using are this blue. Some of these are kind of tangled, but this blue. Then I also have some like more variegated colors in here. So I have that blue, this blue. Let's see, I think there's one more. Oh wait, maybe that's it. Oh, and this blue. So I have like 5 or 6 different shades of blue. So for the squares that are blue, I'm going to do alternating blue and white. And then for the squares that are not blue, I'm just going to do plain granny stitch white. Then for the brown, for the bear section, I have to look at the brown yarn I have already, but I'm going to probably do the little bear motifs last. So I'm going to wait to work on those, I should say. So in order to make the project the most portable I can, I'm going to sketch out the pattern on my iPad, and then I'm going to work on the colored squares here at home, like in my dorm. That way when I'm out and about, like between classes or whatever, I can do the pure white squares since it'll only be one ball of yarn. And I'll probably like cake up this into a smaller ball so it can fit in my like purse or on top of my books in my backpack. So yeah, tonight I don't feel like doing a bunch of stressful work. So I'm going to just use colors, probably these two that I already have wound up like in balls, and not worry about detangling this mess. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much going to work on. I'm excited. I think the pattern will be super cute, and I'll definitely be writing a pattern for this, like a written pattern, and eventually posting a video tutorial. That way everyone else can like follow along for kind of how I'm doing it. But I'm enjoying my dinner. I made microwave mac and cheese. So I'm going to be eating that, and then I'm going to sketch out the idea just so I have a plan for what I'm doing and get started. Hi. Okay, so it's been like 3 weeks. I've been diligently working on the squares. I've made a lot of progress. I am like, I would say, a third of the way done. So I have finished this is what I have so far. I finished all the white ones. At first, I was contemplating doing white and blue for the contrast, but now I've changed my mind. I'm going to do blue and blue, so a variegated blue and a like consistent blue as the contrast. I just think for the gingham look, the blue contrasting the white just looks a little bit cleaner, looks a little bit better. And also more importantly, I have no more white yarn. So I think actually, wait, this is the amount of white yarn I have left. So definitely not enough to make 18 granny squares. So with that, I was like, okay, I really don't want to buy like more white yarn because I'm getting so close to using all of the yarn in my college stash. And I really would like to finish the year with like only a couple balls. And I think that'd be really cool. So I'm like, I don't want to buy new yarn. I want to finish and use all of the yarn I have here at Spelman, sorry. So this was the compromise. This was the step B. So yeah, anyway, I am so close. I really am wanting to finish this over spring break. Today's the first day of spring break. It's a Saturday. So my goal for today, or for the next couple days, I want to knit for 12 hours straight and finish this blanket. I want to say 12 hours straight. I have gotten carpal tunnel before from crocheting, so I'm not going to actually like sit down and crochet for 12 hours. That's definitely going to result in me getting injured. I'm just going to set a timer, so every time I pick up this project specifically, I'll time it, and then we'll just see if I can finish it in 12 hours. So 12 hours over the course of a couple days. So yeah, anyway, right now it is like 9:45 a.m. At noon today, I'm going to go get ice cream with my friends. We're getting free ice cream. So that's gonna be fun. Free is always fun. So doing that. Rest of the day should be free. Sunday tomorrow, I have something for the school newspaper that I need to work on. But other than that, also free. So I have church, school newspaper, then free. But yeah, pretty much that is what I'm working on. The yarn that I'm using, I had to clear out my 2 project bags. So these are like little, let me push it up. These are like little cylindrical bags, so you can pull up from a ball of yarn, so you can have it here. That way it's not rolling around my bag, especially since I think it was for one of the white squares. I had 3 white squares in my tote bag like last week, and all of them got completely ruined because I had an energy drink in my water bottle, and that energy, like it was like one of those liquid IV things. That liquid IV spread all over my bag, so there was like powder and water, and it was just ruined, especially because it's white. It was ruined. There was no fixing that, and that's like an hour and a half of work, 3 squares, so definitely a blow. But yeah, I've learned my lesson, so I'm keeping the yarn in these little bags. So I do need to wind up some of the dark blue yarn that I'm using as the contrast, but yeah, I'm having them in these little bags. The little bags, this one I got from Hobby Lobby as a Christmas gift. This one is from Amazon. I have had this for such a long time. This is actually a set. It matches like kind of like a little kind of tote bag that I have, and then this huge, like probably this big bag of yarn that I have. That's where I keep like most of my yarn stash here at college. So yeah, all 3 go together, but this is the one that I have here. I think the small tote bag I gave to my mom when she said she wanted to learn how to knit. But yeah, this I got from Amazon. It's been such a long time, I could not tell you like what store on Amazon, but pretty much all of them operate the same way. Like it has a little grommet so you can center pull from the ball, so it's not rolling around getting linty and dirty from your bag. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm carrying it around in this big tote bag. I think I'm going to make myself a dorm coffee, and then I'm going to just sit and crochet and work on this for like an hour or 2 before heading out to get free ice cream with my friends. So yeah. For any of you guys that are in college as well, I think I'll show you how I make my dorm coffee. I say dorm coffee because I love like lattes and like that kind of stuff that you can like order at Starbucks. I'm not a big drip coffee fan, so I figured out a way to make dorm coffees in my dorm to avoid eating at Starbucks every day. So yeah, I guess I'll just show that because I think it's pretty great. I think I'm pretty smart for making this, but you can tell me down below if this tastes good to you if you try it at home. So let's get started. Okay, so the first step for dorm coffee is hot water. I have this little kettle. This is from Amazon too. I got this as a graduation gift. So if you are looking for like things to ask for if you're headed to college or if you're in college, a kettle is definitely a must, because you can make so many things like ramen. I make mac and cheese, all kinds of stuff. So yes. Heat up your hot water. Let me get the other stuff ready while I'm doing this. Okay, my kettle is really noisy in the background. That's what that like weird air whooshing sound is. Next, I do have reusable cups, but since I'm planning to like drink this and then head out, I don't want to be like carrying around a dirty cup all day. So I do have these like solo cups with lids. I got this from Publix. There's so many Publix in Atlanta, but you can also get, I've seen these at like Walmart if you go to like the big Walmart, the super centers. Target also has them sometimes, or like variations. So yes. Anywho, I have my cup and my lid. I'm going to be making today a brown butter cookie latte, so I'll show you how I make that. The water just finished boiling, so I'll show you step 1. Okay, ignore the mess, guys. So step 1 is you're gonna have the hot water, and I'm going to put espresso powder in. So let me go get the espresso powder. Okay, so I'm back with all my ingredients. I have to show you my coffee cart. It's at the front of my room. I'm putting it, usually I make it there, but I'm making it here so I can show you. So anyway, I have 2 different espresso powders. I actually accidentally got 2 different ones on accident. So this is the one that I normally use. I think you can see kind of on the side, like I've used a lot. I've put a big dent. This is a new one that I got. So this one is blonde espresso roast and this one is intense. So to me, this one tastes stronger. This one kind of tastes more creamy and foamy, but both are good. Both are fine. So yeah, don't really worry too much about which one you get unless you like really don't like caffeine. Then I would say get the blonde one. But first, I'm going to do intense today. 1 teaspoon is 1 shot of espresso, so I want this to be 3 shots. So I'm going to do 3 teaspoons, kind of like make it somewhat even. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then I also want to add some syrup to it. So you can get these syrups like literally everywhere. Trani is the brand that I like, but they have I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's called Skinny Mix or something like that. They have these all the time at like TJ Maxx or TK Maxx if you're British. What else did they have it? Marshall's, places like that. So that's where I get it from. So the serving size for this is like 2 tablespoons, but because I'm going to add creamer, I'm going to add like 1.5 tablespoons. So this is 1, and like this is 2-ish. I definitely recommend measuring stuff just because like I hate when you order coffee. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with Dunkin', because you order coffee and it tastes different every time. Sometimes it even looks different. Like I can tell when I order a Dunkin' coffee, just looking at it, I can tell like this is not gonna taste right. It's either too light or too dark or whatever. So I like measuring because I want every coffee I have to taste the same. So then I have these like plastic spoons, nothing fancy. So you're gonna add some hot water to this. So you can see this is what it looks like. Add some hot water to this. And this is what you're gonna use to mix together. I only add a little bit because I want my coffee to be creamy, but if you like wanted an Americano, which is just espresso and water, you could just fill it up the rest of the way with like iced or cold water. And all these steps are the same if it's hot or cold. So yeah, anyway. So I just keep mixing it until it's like pretty well mixed. Okay. This is the setup. It's kind of messy, but yeah, anyway, this is mixed up. So let me just like put this on top of this so it's not messy. Oh my gosh, I have way too many things just out. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I also like white chocolate syrup. White chocolate is like my favorite coffee flavor, so I just add a little bit of this around the rim, not too much. You can like see it's just a little bit. I'll add a little bit more. I don't have ice in my dorm, so I always just go to like our lower eating area because you can get ice and water for free. So I'll just add that then. So I'm gonna add milk, and I just kind of add, I know what color I like, and I stop a little bit before I get to like these 3 lines. That's when I add my creamer. And these steps are pretty much the same. The only thing I change is like what creamer I use and what syrup I use. So I also have vanilla syrup, but this is a salted caramel day. So yeah, just gonna put this oat milk back in my fridge for the next time I need oat milk. Put this on top of this. Let me mix it up a little bit more. And wait, let me pull it up to the side so you can see. I'm gonna have to like wipe off my table after this, but look at that color. This is what a latte should look like. It should not be white. Duncan, take note. But anyway, this is my coffee. Anyway, hope that wasn't too boring. I just thought like maybe people will be interested in seeing how I make my coffee in my dorm. But yeah, I think it tastes just as good, if not better, than Starbucks. And as someone who doesn't have Starbucks money anymore, I think I literally have like $50 left in my like dining exchange account thing. I can't get Starbucks every day, not anymore. So this is the substitute. So anyway, gonna go get some ice. I'm gonna sit in like our cafe area or maybe outside. It's like 70 degrees outside. So, oh my gosh, so great to be in the South because it is warm. My friend is in Delaware. She goes to UDel and it was like 43 degrees. This is all Fahrenheit, by the way. 43 degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane. It was like 78 degrees at the same time yesterday. So I love the heat. Anyway, gonna go get some ice and start working on this project and start the clock. Okay, so it's been about an hour of crocheting, but I also went out to get ice cream with my friends. It was great. We also went to Publix. We walked around like this hair supply store. So yeah, it's been a nice day out. It's about 6 o'clock right now, so I'm going to finishing off this square. I'm on round 6, so I have one more round to go. But yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I think in total I've made 3 squares already from being out. So I made 3 squares in an hour, and then I'm working on this square now. So like 3 squares and 95% of a 4th square in 1 hour. So that's pretty good. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna continue working on this for about an hour, and then I'm going to watch Survivor and eat dinner with a friend, and then I'll probably just crochet the rest of the night. My goal really with this 12-hour challenge, so I'm about an hour into the challenge, is to be able to get super far on the blanket. So I want to finish all the granny squares, hopefully start crocheting some of the granny squares together, and start working on the bear motif. I don't know if I ever showed in the video, but I'll put a picture here. This is the blanket I want to make. I want to make something similar, so not exactly the same, because I want the bear motif to not be like in like part of the granny square, just because I want it to be able to be different sizes. The one I'm making is about 45 by 45 inches, but I also want to make one that's 6 by 6 inches, or when I say make one, I mean make a pattern that you can make by 6 by 6, 7 by 7 squares, just lots of different sizes and methods. And I think the easiest way to do that is, instead of trying to have the bear be part of the granny square, have it be an applique that is sewn on top of the granny square. So that's a little bit rambly, but I hope that kind of made a little bit of sense. I think it'll be more clear once I start crocheting the little bears that I'm going to sew onto the white squares. But yeah, so my goal is to get the whole blanket sewn together and start working on the granny square, start working on the bear motifs by the end of this challenge. I don't think I'll be able to finish the whole blanket. That's a little ambitious, but hopefully I'll be able to put a large dent into it. So yeah, anyway, going to be working for the next hour or 2 watching Survivor doing this, and then I'll check back in at the end of the night for how far I'm able to get. Okay, I am ready for the final reveal of the bear blanket. Here's what it looks like. Let me see actually if I can get a little further back. I'm in a dorm, so limited space, but I love it so much. It's 50 by 50 inches. Let me see if I can I really want to get the fullest picture possible. Okay, this is much better. So you can see I've been working on it. I really love it. I almost kind of want to keep it for myself, but I decided, instead of doing the bear motifs, because if you've been watching and keeping track of it, you'll realize that's missing. I decided not to add it, just because since this is like a human-sized blanket, like an adult-sized blanket, I wanted it to be versatile and to be able to be used like far into their life, the baby boy's life and the mom. So I decided to do that. I'm debating adding gingham to the back, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm mailing this home because this family friend, they live in Maryland, so we'll see when I get home how I feel. But right now, I'm done. I enjoy doing blankets, but every time I do blankets, I do get tired after a while of doing them. And if you can see, like this side, there's like brown in between. That's because I think it looks nicer and cleaner. I always crochet granny squares together. Now, sometimes some blankets, I do think it looks nice to do the crochet as you go method, but for me, the crocheting, like half double crocheting granny squares together, is unmatched. So anyway, that is what I've done. I'm super happy. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I post new things every week, so I'll see you real soon. Bye.